After a week that saw the team make two major trades to sell at the trade deadline, the Jets, they picked up their second win of the season, knocking off the Cleveland Browns 27-20 at MetLife Stadium. And joining me for the first time this season to talk about gangrene football following a win is the great host from ESPN Radio, my guy Ty Butler joins me now. Ty, what's going on? It is good to see you smiling after a Jets win.
Yo, how about this? A victory conversation between you and myself. What's going on, man? It feels like this is rare. As you said, first time all year. Not that the Jets win a whole lot, but it's cool to talk to you after a victory.
Yeah, it is. It's not. It's nice to do something a little different for once. It's just nice to have something a little bit different. But let's get into it, Ty, because the Jets, they now have won back-to-back games, which might be a little shock to some people in their self. It is a two-game winning streak for the Jets. What did you like about what you saw from Gangrene here in Week 10?
I'm a man of fairness, so here's the deal. If we're gonna criticize Aaron Glenn, and rightfully so, there's been a lot that he's done worthy of criticism. It's only fair to give him credit once the team performs. And I thought it was important for me to see the way that they came out today. You're at home against a bad team, and I know the Jets are bad, but you're at home against an awful offense off of a bye. So that means you get extra time to prepare. And you couple that with, as you just mentioned, a really busy week where not only did you make a couple of trades, but you traded two of your three best players. You traded two strong voices, leaders on this team. So for them to come out hungry, aggressive, dare I say, Dexter, resembling a team that appeared to be well coached today, that was impressive, man. The defense that was a disaster to start the year was flying around today. Will McDonald, Sherwood, Jermaine Johnson getting up in there. And I understand, again, the Browns are not the greatest show on turf. That's a horrific offense. But the Jets still had to, you know, go out there and perform. They still had some business that they had to go out there and show that they were about being a good team on that side of the ball. And that's Aaron Glenn's calling card. So he deserves a lot of credit for how they looked in this game today, especially with how well the defense performed. So despite getting anemic quarterback play, they found a way to win a football game that is the ultimate testament to what the head coach is preaching, because they're not punting on the season. They dealt two of their players, but they still want to win football games, and that's what they were able to do today.
They were able to do that today. You definitely waxed poetic there a lot about the defense. You did not talk too much about the offense. You did use the word anemic there. I'm going to say this, and
Yeah.
let's just be real as we move on. Justin Fields, he was terrible in the first half today. Jets offense was non-existent, Ty. Fields, 3 of 6 in the first half for 6 yards. 6 yards. With an interception, he also took 2 sacks. Now in the second half, he went 3 for 5, 48 yards. That is a little bit better there. He also threw for a score. So my question here with this anemic offense, should Aaron Glenn continue to put Justin Fields out there as they're trying to compete and win games, even with the Jets winning here today in spite of him?
Hold up. Let's just start with something that I find to be quite amusing. You just said he was better in the second half, and then outlined him being better was 3 of 5 for 48 yards, and then you squeezed in there he threw for a score, which tells you it wasn't just a bad half. He was awful in this game. Now Justin Fields deserves a lot of credit for what he did against Cincinnati in the face of all that adversity. Man, the owner comes out and destroys him, and I think that even non-Jet fans were rooting for him because what Woody Johnson did was so slimy. But you got to keep it a buck, man. He was awful in this game, and I thought, and the broadcast hinted at it too, like there was gonna get to a point where you were gonna have to pull him, because we saw in Denver the Jets were hesitant to pull him in a game that they desperately should have done that in order to win that game. But as far as the quarterback question is concerned, we're not going to get any answers from Aaron Glenn. But I think you start him this Thursday against the Patriots because you're coming off of a win. But if you get to halftime and it's similar to what we saw today, how do you not go to Tyrod Taylor? I just can't imagine that if you're a head coach trying to win football games to keep this team locked in and dialed in, because there's still a second half of the season to go, that you're gonna run Justin Fields out there, especially because of how awful he's looked, man.
Yeah, I think it was fair today to ask how did he stay in after the first half that he had. He threw for 6 yards. 6 yards.
Yo, that's
3
crazy.
of 6
So,
for 6 yards. And Tyrod Taylor
yo,
still didn't come in the second half.
so how about that? In the first half, he threw for 6 more yards than you and I did combined.
This is
That's
true.
pretty impressive.
This
That's
is impressive. Now, I'm not saying that Ty or I wanted to get out of there and throw something. I have no plan. I'm fine right here. I'm good with that. All right, moving on. With their second straight win, Ty, the Jets, they moved to 5th in the draft order according to Tankathon. And you know this, some fans are going to want the Jets to get the highest pick possible in next year's draft. They're going to want them to lose all the rest of their games, but that's not how coaches are wired. That's not how NFL players are wired to play out the rest of the season. So what are you keeping your eyes on with this Jets team over the final 8 games of this season?
The question is so perfect and appropriate because I literally just received a notification on my timeline at Ty D Butler, by the way. Someone hit me up with the who gives a crap about a win today. They probably just lost the number 1 pick. What a garbage win. Here's the deal, man. You still have 8 games left to go in the season. And the 2 teams that are currently ahead of them, 2 of the 4 teams currently ahead of them, don't need quarterbacks. So, yeah, you can just sneeze at a win, but I would ask you, what good is having the number 1 overall pick? What good is having 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years if you don't trust the guys making those selections? Which, by the way, you end the season at 1-16. That means you don't have a head coach. You don't have a general manager because they were good enough for 1 win all year long. They put together a roster that, and it's not like they have the Giants' number 1 toughest schedule in football. They put together a roster that was only good enough to get 1 win on the season. So I understand that the knee-jerk reaction as you're looking for a quarterback is, yo, let's finish with the worst record possible. I get that part of it. But the context to getting the number 1 overall pick is important. And the context to that would be your head coach and your general manager in year 1 was an abomination. And I don't trust those guys going into an important draft to get that quarterback if they are that pathetic.
That's fair. I think that's more than fair. We'll see how the Jets do, but for now, Jets fans, you can smile. They've won 2 games in a row. They've got the Patriots coming up on Thursday night. They will look to make it 3 games in a row. You see Ty there pumping his chest. That means he's back on board. The Jets are going to run the table. That's exactly how he feels now. Jets are going to run the table and win.
Listen. Don't look now. Don't look now, Dexter. They're only a couple of wins away from CBS throwing up that graphic in the hunt.
In the hunt. In the hunt. Oh, man, that is the biggest tease you can ever have there. We will see. That is Ty Butler.
Man.
Check him out on ESPN Radio. Also, check him out on the Ty Butler Show on YouTube. I hop on there sometimes to talk some New York sports with Ty. Appreciate you, Ty, and hopefully Gang Green can keep winning for you.
Absolutely, man. All the respect and love to you, brother.
Thank you.